It's going to fall for Ibrahimovic. Oh, come on! David Beckham. Oh, goodness me. Yes, can he do it? Yes, he can. Robbie Keane continues to captivate. Back from the dead. LA Galaxy level things up. It is over. The Los Angeles Galaxy have won their 6th MLS Cup.
What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Clash of Cosmos, episode 23. 3 screens, but a full crew. Mila and Dari together. Get used to it. This is probably how it's going to be for a lot more of these episodes. I actually really like it. I can't wait for the intermission portion where you guys kiss.
Do that off cam.
Yeah. That's
Oh, whatever. That's what you guys are doing every time you guys hang out.
Subscribe to the Patreon for
Yeah, speaking of plug stuff, follow us on all the stuff. We will start a Patreon so that you guys can watch that. And then I'll post feet pics so that Andrew can get off on those. But let's jump in today's episode. League's Cup started.
Start right
What
there.
the fuck is that?
That's the cup.
That's the cup, man. What do you mean? What the fuck is that? That's the thing that we're aiming to win.
It's like huge too. It's like this big.
Is this like an AI version of it? Though?
No, it's an actual.
An actual cup, dude.
I think the background is fake.
Okay.
Isn't that the Nashville Stadium? I feel like that's real.
This has been
Why
so
is the bottom row empty?
Yeah, this just a super AI.
They're building it.
It almost looks like it's upside down for some reason. But that's all right. This is the thing we're trying to win.
It's really
Okay.
Yeah, what do you Andrew, let's start
Off on
with
the
you.
side of the trophy, guys.
Andrew, let's start with your thoughts on this tournament so far, what you like about it, and then maybe let's spin it towards Galaxy and the importance there. But yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, to be frank, it's not just a trophy, but I've never really been a big fan of the tournament as a whole. The first couple iterations of it, obviously they were building up to something, but it just never caught my eye. As soon as they announced it, you talked about this recently in your video, but it gives money grab tournament right away. And I don't know, maybe I'm too much of a purist, but that's just going to turn me off. That's not what the spirit of footy is. If we want to do this Liga MX versus MLS, competition, let's measure up. I think there's other spaces for that already that we have. And, I think when it was announced, this was really around the time when back in 2019, 2020, the discourse over player overload and playing a bunch of games and all these injuries coming up was really like starting to gain some steam. It was really picking up. So to then add another tournament in the midst of that, it just felt like, I don't know, the league not reading the room, kind of just prioritizing money, which of course they're always going to do. But I'm going to be honest as well, like right after saying that, this has probably been my favorite iteration of the tournament, which is also interesting. Maybe it's just the most invested I've been in it. I've actually been watching the games, following along, but I don't know. I've just enjoyed it a lot more. And it's really interesting because I kind of hate the format this year with 4 out of 18 teams, 8 out of 36 getting to qualify. If you lose a game, you're pretty much out. So maybe I'd feel different if the Galaxy lost on Thursday and we're pretty much out for contention. I'd be like, what's the point of this? This is bullshit, da-da-da-da-da. But, I'm still fighting, so maybe there's some bias there, why I'm still into it. But it just really is interesting. I feel like the stakes are there from the very beginning. I think from a tournament planning perspective, that's, maybe not a bad call. Making things like goals matter. You can't just, sit back and play for a 1-0 draw or something. If you can win all 3 games, but if you only score 3 goals, more likely than not, you're not going to qualify. There's another team who's going to have scored more, who's going to qualify ahead of you. So there's a bunch of these little intricacy things that, when you first see the outline, you first react to it, this how the tournament is made, it kind of turns you off. But seeing it in practice, I've been into it. I can't lie. I've enjoyed it. But again, if I was probably a fan of one of the losing teams, my tune would be a little bit different. This sucks. We need to create something that, because now the rest of the tournament, the rest of the games don't matter to me. It doesn't matter for the team if there's no point of there's no chance of winning it. What am I going to play for? So maybe there's a way to reach a middle ground, but I don't know. I've been into it. I think there's been some really fun games, some really insane goals that we've seen so far. And I'm looking forward to, I'm going to watch the rest of the games tonight. I'm going to watch the Galaxy play tomorrow, obviously. But so far this year, I feel like it's been interesting. I've been into it.
All right, you fabulous duo on the bottom there. What are your guys' thoughts of the tournament so far? Is Andrew kind of right about the LA Galaxy tinted glasses that we're currently wearing right now with it?
I think so.
I think so. Just based off like the way we talked about it going into the tournament, I think we probably would have hoped for 5 goals the entire tournament. And we got that in the first game, which automatically makes us way more likely to go through, because before we thought either 0-0 penalties or even a loss or like a 1-0 win wouldn't be enough. And that's why we automatically thought we'd be out of the tournament. This changes things, obviously. And then there's an added bonus that some of the teams that we have rivalries with are not performing as well either. So I think it's just cool for us. Like, we have something to root for this season. I haven't watched enough of the tournament outside of the Galaxy to know if I'm vibing with the whole structure, but I'm definitely enjoying that the Galaxy have some fight in their belly.
Yeah, I agree too. I think my opinion on this tournament changed in 90 minutes. But I think that went for a lot of fans too, probably. This other teams who are still fighting for stuff this season, I think our season is effectively over. This was like our one chance. So every game in this tournament is going to be like a cup final for us, which I like. It's entertaining to watch and it's cool, but I feel like it's a double-edged sword if you're on the other end of that, where what are you going to do if you're a team like Cruz Azul who plays us? We have a chance. They are completely eliminated from the tournament effectively. Obviously, don't lose 7-0, then your situation won't be as bad. But, there's a majority of other teams, not majority, there's a bunch of other teams that I'm sure I'm going to play a bunch of kids in the second rounds and rest up players. Because if it doesn't matter, then, you might as well shut up shop now. You have 3 games left, and you're not going anywhere in this tournament. There's no incentives for you to win individual games other than pride, I don't think. So I think what Andrew was saying about finding that middle ground is necessary, and I think this tournament probably took a right step. I think people were losing interest in the last iteration. I literally can't even remember who won the last one. So
Columbus?
Was it Columbus? I don't even remember. But that's part of the problem. I think this year they made a good change with the format, but I think it needs a few more tweaks. I'm not really exactly sure what, but I think there needs to be a middle ground between those two.
Do you guys think that Leagues Cup is more of a tournament for the casual U.S. soccer fan? Because in my eyes, the way everything is set up, it's meant that there's going to be more goals. You're going to play on the fact that it's USA versus Mexico, which is just a big rivalry in general. And then, just mainly those two. For a casual fan, they don't want to see a 0-0. They don't want to see a 1-0 win.
And if it is a tie,
there's always a winner. Yeah,
there's always a winner. And then also, for just an average, if you want to take a middle America person that's really not into soccer, but they see, we're playing a Mexican team, I'll go root for the United States team. That does happen. And in my eyes, this is what this tournament kind of is. It's not really for the already established fan bases and viewers of the sport. It's more so for the people that they're trying to get into the sport, to start bringing more eyes to it.
Yeah. No, that's 100% what it is. It's trying to get global eyes with the idea that Messi's playing, teams in Mexico. I 100% agree with that. If you want my long-winded answers, you can go look at my TikTok to this. But I think it's unfortunately in a spot where it's pigeonholed into being this kind of like weird outlier tournament in a season for both teams. Like for the Mexican sides, this is essentially a preseason tournament.
Yeah.
Like they're 3 games into their seasons. Now they're going to have to go on pause.
For the Mets, it makes negative sense.
I don't see why.
It's so MLS heavy.
Yeah.
It only benefits the U.S. market, in my opinion. But
Yeah, we don't even play. There's not a single game over there.
Yeah, but the Liga MX
Well, the
owners will take that money.
yeah,
anyways.
I feel like the
let's say
Mexican League is so like drained for money that they've like just moved on. They're like, okay, let's move on to different markets to drain money from our league. They don't really. It's pretty evident they don't really care about the fans in the country.
Yeah, they know that they have fan bases all over the U.S. and they can totally exploit that. And so for them, it's a win as well. They essentially get to do what like a United's doing right now, where it's like this mini preseason tour, where you get to hit a bunch of big markets. Like for Tijuana, I don't know what their next game is, but I bet you they have a lot of fans in Southern California that can just go up to the game.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So for that reason, it's kind of shitty. But that's the nature of MLS and Liga MX. Like they've been like that for a long time. And so I stopped having as many gripes with like the commercialization of the sport in that sense.
Mm-hmm.
For me, it's just about making sure that when this league calendar flips, because that looks like it's the direction it's heading, is making it more streamlined. Like I don't need and we had this issue when we were making a cup run. Like I don't want a month break in between the season.
Yeah.
Where my team's getting out of sync. Like we luckily won enough games to like not have a month off, but there were definitely teams that were playing well, or like Columbus who played the entire tournament, and that clearly affected them towards the back half of the year. Mm-hmm. And so like for San Diego, for example, they lost their first game. They lost last night. And I don't know what their length of time off is here, but they were steamrolling teams. Now they just had 2 straight losses against some decent opponents. I don't know what that does to your confidence, right? Like you could have just fucked up their entire league form by just throwing in this like weird tournament.
Yeah. I mean,
I don't know.
It's kind of just like the in-season tournament in the NBA too. Like, why?
Yeah, but at least those games have some implications. Like, and it's different because it's only one league, but like those games count towards regular season games. Like if you're a SDFC, like these games mean nothing.
Nothing, no. Exactly. I mean, that's because the multi-league thing, but like, I don't know. I don't know.
The only thing that I like about the tournament in terms of incentivizing the teams to play is there's 3 CONCACAF Champions League spots. So like for us
Obviously.
And the teams at the bottom, like this is great. Like we have a chance in our worst ever season to still make a Champions Cup. You know what I mean? That's massive for the Galaxy. Like if we can be awful all season, get this chance and end up back in this tournament with Riqui, like this is a punt that I'm willing to take. And that's why we are higher on this tournament than probably other teams. But that's kind of the point of this as well, is to give an incentive to like the teams at the bottom to have a shot at winning this.
Yeah. I think this comes back to the relegation thing too, though. Because if you had relegation, you're not giving those bottom.
That's the easy incentive.
Any chances whatsoever. It's just fuck off. Go down to the other division.
We should. I want to shelf the relegation and promotion thing to a different episode because we could probably do a whole episode on it.
You could literally do an entire episode on Pro Rel. Multiple episodes, probably.
Yeah. I also want to. I think the next episode, regardless of what happens, we also have to talk about the movement within the league because it's been crazy. Like part of having this League's Cup is now like teams like Vancouver are getting Thomas Muller, and we got Human Sun coming in, and Red Bulls might get Warner. Like there's a bunch of talent coming into the league, and partially it's because these teams can pay for these players, and this tournament's one of the reasons. So it's a lot of back and forth.
And talent.
Sorry. Fuck it. I assume that Warner will tear up a certain section of the league. Maybe. I probably shouldn't have pigeonholed him into the conversation of Sun, Muller, and Warner. That was probably bad on my.
One of these is not like the other.
I could have gone a lot of different ways there, and I shouldn't have gone that way. I should have just stopped after the first 2. That's all right. Let's talk about teams that decided not to stop, though. We beat Tijuana 5-2, which was enjoyable. I enjoyed the match. I think that we dominated for a majority of it. We can kind of get into all of that stuff. What the scoreline is flattering a little bit because it definitely didn't feel like a 5-2 for 80 minutes.
I think it's unflattering.
I think the scoreline is a distraction from how fucking bad we were clinically.
Yeah.
I thought it could have been like 7-8-2. They were
totally
no joke. Yeah,
wide open.
It also could. They also could have scored 4 though. We weren't completely void of our
Those
defensive.
two goals they did have did kind of come out of nowhere from really good finishes from the 16.
I would say I didn't have any issues with the goals they scored. I didn't really think there was anything we could do to stop those.
No.
There was definitely issues, I thought, in other defensive actions, but I mean,
we also had Zonka playing.
Exactly.
Zonka's awful. Let's start there. He just
Zonka and Garces too, because Garces is a good player, but he needs a good partner, and Zonka is
He's the center back, the B center back that we talked about on Clash of Clubs. Is like he's a complimentary center back, Garces, and he needs that guy with him that's just more IQ driven in the back. Zonka is not that guy. And he is I just don't see.
He has like no spatial awareness.
He's slow. Like I don't see the positives to why we brought him in. I think the experience was the big thing.
I think so too.
And it's nowhere near as good translating as Yoshida was,
or
Cáceres.
Cáceres, yeah. I thought he was Cáceres' replacement.
Cáceres was the heart of our team. I think it was impossible.
Because he was his experience is much more immense, and he was locker room presence, even not playing when I think Zonka is playing.
We're gonna look back on that decision to get rid of Neil, let Cáceres walk, which I don't even know if he's on the team right now. To be fair,
I think he was in Uruguay. I'm pretty sure.
Bad injuries.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think he might have gone back to Uruguay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So that decision is going to really hurt us because we're going to talk about Riqui at some point here. Like, we got to shed an international spot. We gave this guy one. We let Neil go, who was on a homegrown and was an international. Like, those decisions are the ones that, like, Will Kuntz, in my opinion, gets judged on. And that decision is such a miss for me. Like, him having to gut the squad is one thing. That's just a casualty of the league. But him deciding to go with a 35-year-old, that's a decision that I think he deserves some criticism for. And every match that I watch him in, it's a nightmare. Like, I genuinely believe they scored their 2 goals because he's just not a very good center back. And Mora had 2 very good chances, but like also they had like 30 shots.
Yeah, they did have 30.
10 on target. Like, Mitrovic made a bunch of really good saves, and it was because Zonka had 0 box presence, and he's like 6'5".
Yeah, that's fair. That's a fair.
No, I think we're all in agreement that he doesn't cut it.
Yeah. How quickly can we get him out? Is the question.
Wait, how can we get him out?
I think we gotta endure the rest of the season with him. There's no way we can get him out. No one's gonna want to buy him. We can't cancel his contract. Like, he's on a 1 year, right? Please don't tell me we signed him on a 2 year.
No, he's on a 1 year. I think. I don't know. But I'm sorry, that was way too negative for a game we won 5-2. That's way too picky on my behalf. So No, sorry.
I do think it's important context though, because again, we talk about this score line, how it could have been 7-8-0 for the Galaxy. At the same time, like we already mentioned it could have been a tie game. And I think a big reason why it wasn't is maybe I feel like we were bailed out by the caliber of our competition. We got to hear a little bit from my buddy who's a big Tijuana fan. He's been following them for years now, and he's straight up said like they're in a bad moment. They don't really have any good players besides Mora, and if you can shut down Mora, you're not really gonna have much trouble. And I felt like that was the case. I feel like there was definitely opportunities for better teams that would have punished us. And they would have made the scoreline a lot tighter. It would have hurt our goal difference, So I feel like we come against Cruz Azul in this next game, which is a good side. They did get annihilated 7-0, and we'll get into it. But they also beat Vancouver, one of the best teams in our league right now, 5-0 to win CONCACAF champions not 2 months ago. So they're still a very, very good squad, champions of the continent right now. And, we can't take them lightly. And I feel like they have the quality to put away a lot of chances that Tijuana just didn't. They couldn't, So I feel like, Zonka, Garces, you could say they got the job done, but at the same time, they got bailed out, I feel, just by the caliber. And, we're praying, hoping that Maya Yoshida is going to be back in this next game. I think, when you guys mentioned Garces and how he needs someone to, basically put him into position, that's what Maya Yoshida does. That's what he brings to this team. He's our orchestrator. He coordinates everything. He genuinely has that experience, a world-class captain, World Cup experience, all of this. We wanted that with Zonka, but it feels like that was straight up a scouting error. As soon as that rumor was first announced, I remember seeing all the Southampton fans just grateful, thanking God that someone took them off their hands and that we would regret this signing. And I wasn't sure about it. Like, I don't know, the quality of the league, the difference. Maybe he'll show something. Like, experience is experience. That's something super valuable. But he just doesn't look like that experienced of a player, and he's definitely not someone who's going to make someone like Garces better or improve. So I really think if Yoshida comes back, that's going to make a huge difference, and it's going to be something necessary. Like I mentioned, Cruz Azul, quality team. They can put away chances. They can exploit gaps if we give them. So the best way to avoid that is probably not have Zonka on the pitch, have someone like Yoshida who's going to tighten things up, who's really going to sew up a lot of those holes in our defense. And Mikovic is probably going to need to have another massive game. I'm probably dipping into a little bit of our preview, but yeah, that's basically it. We got bailed out, I feel like, in this game. We should have scored more. We should have defended a lot better. And if we don't do those things, it might be a much different result against Cruz Azul.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. It's a great assessment.
I think we should definitely talk about some of the good things that we did. This is awesome. I mean, Royce has been that guy. I'm not surprised that he's got another GNA to add to his collection this season, but Painsil grew into this game immensely. Could have had a hat trick.
I think he had a hat trick.
He should have. They didn't give him that penalty, though. He was gassed. He was out of breath.
Yeah.
Like heavy mouth.
I think he wanted it.
Of course he wants it, but you have to look at him and be like, all right, bro, either take fucking 2 minutes and then take the penalty or give it to someone else.
Yeah, he was
gasping for breath.
Yeah. He looked like a fish out of water before he took that.
You could tell the minute he stood up and tried and put the ball down, you're like, yep, that's insane.
I'm like, fair enough, though. Like, he just did an amazing 70-yard sprint. All game, he was running hard.
That's something I haven't really seen from him a lot this season that I've really been missing. And it's like something clicked in his mind where he's like, oh, fuck, I forgot I'm faster than everyone in this league. Multiple times he's just kicking it down that line. It looked like prime Bale. Like, he was on fire.
That's a good point, too, because last season there were plenty of times when we're in the stadium where we're like, oh, God damn it.
And then he just catches up. Yeah.
He sonic runs through and he gets the ball. And like Dari was saying, we haven't had that feeling a lot this year. Literally during the game, though, I was watching it with Dari. He did that play, and we were both like, oh.
Pull something out of nothing.
From him. Like, we need that shit from him. And I think in terms of the finishing,
he's never been the most clinical finisher.
That great. But that last one to round the keeper, to see where the positioning was and where you just need to place it instead of just smack it. I think it was great. And I think Peck also got his goal trying to do that during the game as well. So if they can click for that the rest of the season, on top of Nasty being just this all holding, like, hold up player as well as that flair, like, he's so good.
He's so good.
The four of them right now are really exciting.
The rest of the team.
The rest of the team is the midfield to me, outside of Royce is just like
it's
meh.
Yeah, I agree.
It's not great. The defense is bad. The defense makes me sad. The defense is like, I understand what we're doing, and I really love Yoshida. I just don't.
He's past it, I think.
I just don't think he fits in the way we play defense. We're very attacking team with high flying fullbacks. And to leave a 35, 36-year-old center back there, like, he can do a job right now because he is just the smartest player on the pitch. But if he's Zonka, then you're kind of left out to dry in this system. So as much as we just shat on Zonka that much, I think in another system he could have had some work to help us, but not in this system. I think he's a fish out of water.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, for me, Painsil, I mean, I have talked about it a little bit. I mean, he's got 6 goal contributions in his last 5 games. Like, he just looks healthy to me. I don't think he looked healthy.
It's not even that. Sorry to cut you off.
No, you're good.
It's with his goal, like it's not that he's not contributing, it's that we see the lack of conversion and that we know that he can contribute so much more.
Yeah.
And that I think is what frustrates everyone, is that like we see you doing this game by game and you can do more, and it's just missing that tiny little bit of whatever that needs to be calibrated to get the goals and assists flowing, and we're like right there. And I think this was a good step towards that.
Yeah.
Yeah, he looked dangerous the entire game, which is like the one thing that hasn't been there all season. Like I people get too angry at the idea of him going towards the end line and then the ball running out of bounds. That's not the worst fucking thing in the world. Like, dude, I'd much rather him lose the ball and them get a goal kick than him lose the ball and get burned in transition.
Yeah.
That's what he does best. The goal that he set Royce up with is him destroying his defender with pace, getting to the end line, and cutting it back in. We just haven't had that box presence so far this season. Royce is starting to pick up those positions. He's been I have no more words for Marco Royce. Like every bad thing that I said about him deserves to get punched in my face because he's been incredibly good.
Thing I said about him.
Talk about healthy. Like Marco Royce has looked super healthy and super clinical. I have no bad words to say about Marco Royce. I can't even like continue to talk about him because it's just consistent at this point.
Imagine if we were talking at the start of 2024, we would have blown out every single team.
Yeah,
it would be funny.
Riqui would have been not dead. Also,
yeah, do as much.
I also thought Peck was really good in this game as well. Obviously, the goal he scored was like a confidence goal. When was the last time you've seen him take a shot like that and it not go into row Z?
Yeah,
this is what
or straight at the keeper. Yep,
or straight at the keeper.
No, and it finally came through. I think that's gonna be the same for Pencil. With Peck though, I felt like he disappeared a little later in the game, but obviously we're so dominant in that point, it didn't really matter. Pencil was kind of taking the reins.
He's still way too deep for me, like way too deep.
We kind of need that.
Yeah,
I don't think we need it that much. Like he's
another athletic center back with Garces that was just as smart as Yoshida, then I agree with you. But we're so vulnerable right now, and he has the speed to get back. And fucking Cuevas is our desired crosser of the ball. So like, there's gonna be hella times where Cuevas is in a higher position than him, and he has to go recover if the cross doesn't pan out.
I think it's when Cuevas is playing, he gets a lot deeper too.
But he's been that deep with Yamane too. Like that's my issue. Is I like Peck when he's attacking 1-on-1. I think we've done way too much in the idea of making him a creator, and I don't like him in that role. Like I just don't think he's that. I think he's a 1-on-1 winger when you get him towards the touchline, and then he just beats his man, which he did in this game multiple times. But then, like you said, he just ghosted, and it's because he's looking for the ball near the halfway line, and that's not where I want him with the ball. He's not like an incredible passer of the ball.
No, it's not.
Or anything, right? So like
he's also trying to pick up some of the slack that Riqui left when he got hurt, which Royce is now picking up. So maybe we will see him be more direct and less looking to create something for others, just more selfish in the winger areas.
the LAFC game was like the perfect example of what I like out of Peck, is like him just beating the last man. Like I don't need him trying to beat a midfielder and then taking on another guy. Unfortunately, he's got the Brazilian flair to him, so he's gonna try to beat every man once he's got the ball. Yeah. And that's the issue. Is like he's not a creator in the sense of like it's a 1-2 kind of touch and go thing. He's not built like that. He's gonna try to take everyone on, which he does a little too often for me. But
so your qualms with like how deep he receives the ball or how deep he gets on just overall in the game with the defending?
Where he's receiving the ball. I don't need to see him receiving the ball at the halfway line. Like he's actively seeking it is my issue. Is like I see him pull off of the wing to come and get the ball because he's not involved in the game. And that's how he's trying to get himself involved. And that's not working for me.
Okay, that makes sense. I think Dari and I both thought you meant his defensive duties.
No.
This year, and I love
him and Pencil are doing more defensive duties because it's absolutely vital. Especially because like Riqui wasn't a good defender, but at least like he came back and tried to be in spaces. Like Royce is at a point where he can't. I don't expect it out of him.
My argument for, I mean, it's not even an argument if we're all in agreement, but don't want Paintsel doing that after we saw him in person, like do his. He fell like 8 times trying to defend.
That is not his
I was
game.
like, damn, bro, like Peck is a lot better than him in this.
Peck is actually a decent
He's a good
defender, I'd
defender.
say. He gets stuck in.
Yeah, he does get stuck in. Yeah, I definitely can see the deep receiving of the ball to be an issue. But then you look at some of the goals we scored too, where he gets that ball deep, he finds Royce, and then Royce finds someone. So it's a lot of hockey assists that I think he's getting from that position, and that's why it's not as noted. But I do think there are a lot of pluses from him receiving the ball in that position. It's just not the best for his game.
Maybe I should continue to clarify. It's in possession. Like on the counter when he receives it deep and it's like those 1-2 kind of balls, or he should have had the assist for Paintsel. Like that receiving deep is not an issue for me when it's quick and then he can immediately get back into the attack. But it's when we're set against the back line and then he's dropping into the midfield and then he's like driving the ball into the midfield. And then you've got it was Cuevas this game, or it's like Yamane out on the wing, kind of isolated, which is not a huge fan of it. But that's just me being picky with Peck because I think he's of the talent where like you're allowed to be a little critical of him because he's that good. And like Paintsel, like we can be hypercritical too, like should have had all that stuff, but like I kind of expect it out of Paintsel. I expect like excellence every time he's on the pitch for Peck. That's how highly I rank him in terms of our players, which is probably unfair.
Like everything we've been talking about regards to Peck, to Paintsel, both of them coming inside or dropping back to defend or driving at the end line. I feel like all of that is instructions from Vanny that have been, I want to say, drilled into them over the past maybe 2 months. And I feel like this game, the last couple of games, we're starting to see that kind of come to fruition a little bit, actually produce. I noticed it for the first time. It was, I want to say the DC game, but probably even before that when Peck and Paintsel were both defending a lot more than I feel like I've ever seen them defend in a Galaxy shirt, really dropping back, getting inside their own box, and then springing onto the counter. And, that's resulted in goals. Obviously, we've needed the defensive support a little bit, so I think it's necessary, but that's been good. And another thing that I feel like we've noticed more and more kind of start ramping up in the past 5-6 games is both of their directness. I feel like at the beginning of the season, we were seeing them get to the line and run it out of the pitch, like we mentioned, or make a bad pass, or just look for a cut inside and make a bad shot. Just these simple things that they were relying on. And I feel like Vanny kind of grabbed them both by the scruff of the neck and said, no, I need you to do what you do best. I need you to dribble, and kind of reminded them how talented they are at just using their pace, beating people one-on-one, linking up with Royce, linking up with Nascimento in the middle, who was fantastic in build-up as well. I feel like that those are things that have been, instructed to them, and we're seeing a lot more of that. In that game against LAFC, Peck got his second goal from some beautiful combination interplay with Nascimento, with Peck off of that wing, starting there and then coming inside and having a shot from there. We saw Paintsel, I feel like in this game against Tijuana especially, be as direct as he possibly can be. And I feel like, again, that's just these lessons that Vanny is trying to instill in them, actually, coming on to the pitch. I feel like they've been working on this for who knows how long, but those changes aren't immediate, and we're starting to see them a lot more. And those changes involve them, coming deep inside to defend or coming inside, whatever it may be. But there's a lot of it that I feel like we have to give Vanny some credit for as well, because it's changes in their play style that we've noticed, and it's very intentional. We can easily outline the things that we're noticing. And so it's obvious that it's stuff that's being worked on the training ground, stuff that Vanny's telling them. So again, I feel like I'm always ending up being a Vanny D writer. I'm not trying to do that, but that's just what we're seeing, and it's working. And if it's effective, I'm going to applaud him for it. If he's doing things that aren't working, we obviously got to trash him. We talked about all the scouting and stuff, but another flower I want to give, I guess, the team as a whole. We talked about Zonka, how that was obviously a miss. Nascimento was a home freaking run. He is a Vanny striker. The way he links up with the play, he combines, brings everybody in. He gets the best out of Royce, gets the best out of Paintsel, gets the best out of Peck. He's a perfect outlet, I feel like, for them. and he's not afraid to have his own shot when the time comes for it. But he's not a selfish player. He's a team first player. He's a Vanny 9. The work rate, I feel like, is sensational as well. So I feel like that's a massive home run. And, in a difficult season, I really, I feel like it's easy to spot the flowers, but, when it's drowned down by all this dead grass, it's hard to ignore. It's easy to ignore them as well. So I feel like it's worth highlighting. I feel like Vanny has kind of nailed down his tactics with this pugilist side, and we're seeing the benefits of it. Where we're failing is either we don't have the quality, like in defense, just we don't have the numbers. We don't have people who can actually, fulfill some of those instructions. I'm pretty sure Vanny isn't telling Zonka to, stand and not react and be a statue or forget where you are on the pitch. So we can't put that on him. But when we give Vanny some actual players, I feel like he's just showing again that he knows what to do with them. It takes some time for them to maybe learn, for them to actually get the message in their heads. But yeah, the last time I talked with Paintsel, I asked him about his defensive contribution, and he said that it's stuff that our coaches have been telling us. And so I love that the coaches are, working, they're taking steps, and I feel like we're starting to see that work, bear some fruit. And, we're going to need a lot more of that, and they're going to need to have another, spot on scouting report against Cruz Azul. Vanny has already mentioned that he's taking them seriously. We're going to get the best version of them is what he said. So I need to see, another masterclass from Vanny and from these guys. And I guess all I have to say is I think they can do it. I do believe in Vanny as a coach. And I feel like all of those ideas that he's been trying to drill into Peck and Paintsel has really changed your gameplay for the better. Dylan mentioned Paintsel has 5 goal contributions in the last 5 games. I forget exactly what the stat was, but it's because I feel like of those changes that, I just talked about. So yeah, really, really fantastic stuff from them in this game. And I think they're going to keep it up. I think it's only going to get better and better as they, learn that lesson. They, drill it into their hearts more and more.
Mm-hmm. And as good as the DPs were last game, I think because of the way that Cruz Azul got just absolutely walked on in their last game, and the effectiveness of our wingers in our last game, probably going to game plan to shut down Peck and Paintsel.
Yeah.
So in my mind, I'm thinking that this is a huge game for Nascimento
And Royce.
But more so Nassi in my eyes, because we've seen him do the link-up stuff, just the team stuff. I want to see him do the striker things, the selfish things. Kind of what Joveljic was really good at was just getting the ball, taking a touch or two, and ripping a shot. I haven't really seen that with Nassi yet. He's good at getting in positions. He's good at setting up plays and getting to the final ball when he needs to, but it's not so much setting up his own goals. And if Peck and Paintsel are effectively played out of the game in this game, then he's going to have to do that, and I think that could be really exciting.
We've seen flashes of it, I feel like.
Yeah, definitely. But in terms of him just taking over a game,
exactly.
especially hard games, that's what Joveljic would do for us. We can't get something going, and he'll just fucking rip one from outside the box, and it would go in from time to time. We haven't seen that as much with Nascimento. Obviously, he's younger, and he's trying to find his footing. But that's the next step for me with him, and I'm hoping we can see that against Cruz Azul.
Yeah, this is going to sound wrong because I'm just picking another Brazilian guy here, but he's got glimpses of Firmino to me, where it's not necessarily the natural striker instincts. He may grow into that. I mean, look, he's got the frame to do it.
I think he's got that
he's got the frame to do it.
That Firmino really didn't.
Mm-hmm.
But in turn, I do see all the technical hold up play stuff. It's very Firmino-esque.
And the link up.
Yeah. We just need him. I can't even think of a Brazilian striker at the top of my head that I'd want to compare finishing to. But.
It's not worth it. It's really not worth it. The last couple ones haven't been great. I do have a stat for you guys, though, because that's what I was doing while I was looking it up, because I was curious. Since Nascimento has essentially taken the starting role, we've played 10 matches.
Yep.
We have 5 wins, 2 losses, 3 draws.
Yep.
We have essentially picked up points in 8 of the 10 matches that he became striker. That's not a coincidence.
Wow.
That's not a small sample size.
I-
And yes, Royce has been playing well, but his ability to make everyone else around him that much better.
Well, I mean, the striker position is something we were talking about for the first half of the season until he started.
It was also just the fact that Ramirez is a non-factor. He's our Zonka up top. Look, we talked about it 2 episodes ago, and I got pretty aggressive about it because we have to put Yoshida up.
Yeah.
To fucking tie us one of our most important games of the season. We have to play our fucking 36, 35-year-old center back at striker because our striker with experience in the league can't fucking get a goal. So we have to ask our center back to do that. And that's game planning to just say, hey, Ramirez, take up space so Yoshida can fucking like a ghost into the box. Sure. But outside, if that's what he offers to our team, useless to me.
Yeah, I don't really see much out of him. I mean, I thought in the beginning of the season he was okay.
Links up well, but we just didn't have pace.
Yeah, exactly. And it's towards the end of the game when he's coming in, our pace is depleted a little bit too. So it's kind of tough. I mean, I wish it worked out better with him, but I just don't really think he's the guy, even as a backup.
It's another thing where I feel like we misprofiled him. His best work came with Nancy off the right-hand side as a second striker. He doesn't get to do that in this system. He has to be the lone striker. It's very 1-2 touch kind of pass and go. That's not to say that isn't his game. That's not a strong suits though. So kind of a casualty to how we played this season out, which sucks. I really like Ramirez as a leader and a player in the locker room. Like there's a reason he got the armband. Like he was the person that got the armband from Royce in this match. Like there's a reason for that. So he's clearly doing stuff behind the scenes. He loves being a Galaxy player. It sucks from a performance side. It hasn't worked out because I like him as a person so much.
It's not like we got some young buck and it didn't turn out. Like he's done his career, and this was like a transition striker, and it didn't really work out. And it also turned out that Nascimento can actually ball with the big boys already, so it's fine. Yeah,
he's a hooper. All right, I want to take a second to talk about this kid because I was blown away.
Yeah,
I was blown away. I think he's like the next great talent in this side of the world. It's 16. He fucking fooled us multiple times.
That second finish, the technique on it was unreal. On the weak finish,
the power.
Yeah,
he was absurd in the Gold Cup against some of the best from each country, and in this match, like I don't think they get even close to a goal if he's not playing.
Yeah,
which is crazy. And he's 16.
I mean, he could pull it out of nothing like that when they're not that great. Like that, it's huge.
That shows a mentality too. He's not scared of anything.
How quickly teams in Europe are going to come after this guy once he's able to, right? I think it's 18, isn't it? There's like some child labor laws there. But
I do think this country will hinder him a bit.
I think so.
It just happens in this part of the world.
Sorry, what was it?
It's just that his nationality will hinder his career a bit.
I'd hope not. I'd hope there'd be a certain level of.
I mean, Davies has been kind of that one who's really proven himself from our leagues. But
I mean,
there was Andres Guardado, Hector Herrera, both in Spain as well. I want to say.
Sorry, Andrew. What were you saying?
Just to kind of refute that, there was Hector Herrera recently, Andres Guardado, both doing it in Betis, Atletico Madrid, massive clubs in Spain, I want to say. So I'm not too sure about that. I think it's more that he's going to be, I feel like, in that caliber. He plays like a grown man. Something that made me laugh right now is just when you think of like little Mexican kids, when you go like to these to these South American countries and you see the kids there, they act like grown men. They curse like grown men. They eat, they work like grown men a lot of the time. And I feel like that's exactly what we're seeing with Mora. He's 16 years old. He's a child essentially, but he's playing much better, I want to say, than all of the grown men on his team. He fits in with, international grown men. And I think he's going to be, if not like Andres Guardado, Hector Herrera type player, I feel like he's surpassed that even. He has that end product. I feel this kid is special. I'm really looking forward to seeing him develop in his career.
I can't remember a talent at this age being this good. Maybe barring Pulisic.
Efrain
Alvarez. It's starting to click, dude. It's starting to click. Ever since I saw him at Disney on Ice here, it clicked. It clicked. No, him and Calvin Sullivan are really the interesting this generation of player, like that's the next generation of like talent.
And started off well too.
Yeah, right. So that could be the brewing rivalry between the two countries that always has a rivalry. But I was so impressed by him. I said I kind of want to see a little more, and then he just fucking shoved 2 goals down our
That's
throats.
hilarious.
I think both of them, back to like that point I was making, it's just hard in this part of the world to get into teams, especially be the star in these teams. I'm not saying that they can't because of their nationality. But the point you make about Spain, I think Spain is working to bring in more Mexican nationals. I think there's a club or two in Spain that is like purely trying to bring in Mexican nationals. So they are a little more inclined to bring in players from our part of the world. I just think how, like, for Kayvon, he's going to go to City at 17, 18. As an American, it's just going to be super hard for him to break into that team. Like, yes, they can make these moves to the clubs, but that doesn't mean necessarily that they're going to succeed at these clubs.
That's fair.
I do want to see it. They're both really young too, so I don't want to place any huge expectations, especially when I've only seen like 2 games from each of them. But I do think it's exciting, and if they can break into that European scene or just raise up our scene over here, that'd be fucking phenomenal.
Yeah, I think he ends up at Barca. That's my personal opinion, because I think that they went and got Araujo. They went and got Julian Araujo from the Galaxy. I think they have ties down here that are pretty big in Tijuana and SFC, and having that type of like introduction might just be I think there's actual ties there to make that happen.
They have an academy in.
They have an academy
Texas.
in They have one in.
They have one in
California.
Oh, I didn't know.
Was Luna also a Barca kid?
Who?
Luna?
Mm.
Or has he always been RSL? I can't remember.
He was Monarch.
Okay.
Yeah, that's RSL.
He was Monarchs. Okay, so I'm mixing him up with somebody else, but I think the kid's got immense talent. I'm happy that we actually spent some time talking about him because he was incredible. This is the point of the Leagues Cup, is so that I can watch players of that talent on the biggest stage. Mm-hmm. And hopefully we get to talk about players of immense talent coming back as soon as humanly possible. I'd hope this.
Yeah, what does that say?
Sorry, apologies. I don't know why it zoomed in. It didn't zoom in. So Andrew knows what this is. This is the League Cup roster.
It just looks like a form of the Dari.
Yeah, it looks like an invoice.
So I'm Sean, and I'm gonna get rid of it and just make it us 3. Riqui Puig is on the Leagues Cup roster for the Galaxy. That's what the photo was saying, and I am shocked that he's on there. We talked about how we have to get rid of a international player to kind of make that even legal at some point. But the fact that he's on the roster and he's been on training, does that mean he's coming back? Like, is there a realistic chance here that we see Riqui Puig if we advance in this tournament?
I don't think they put him on the roster for no reason.
Yeah, later in the tournament, obviously. Yeah. I think he's an addition to the squad if we want, or if we have the ability to push for that Champions Cup spot, then he'll play. If we don't have any chance of making that, he's just there on the off chance that we do get to that point.
Yeah, I definitely think we're more likely to see him in this competition and in the league. Here we're actually fighting for something, that changes our future, our trajectory a little bit more. Whereas these league, especially by the time Riqui gets back, even now you could say the rest of the games are essentially garbage games. Mm-hmm. It's developing this play style, getting our players more sharp, letting them know each other. But here in Leagues Cup, we talked about it, these CONCACAF champion spots, and through there eventually the Club World Cup. There's massive implications. I talked about it in my last article a lot, but it's super, super important, and I think the timing is just, ideal. The final, should we make it, is, I want to say, late October. That's, a couple months from now. That's reasonable, I want to say, to expect Riqui to be back in playing form. So should we get to late-stage Leagues Cup, I think that's exactly what this is about. Let him in and help us make that final push. And, I've said it before, with Riqui Puig and his team, I genuinely believe we're the best team in the continent. I don't think there's anyone that we can't beat. So that's exactly what it is. It's about winning this title. If we get there, Puig is going to be there.
Yeah, I'm looking up the dates here. So the quarters start the 19th through 20th. Semis is the 26th, 27th, and the finals August 31st. So it all ends this month.
Oh, damn.
Jeez,
Which
yeah.
for Riqui to be on the roster means that he's got to be pretty fucking close.
Yeah.
Got to be pretty fucking close, which is just a massive
Just
boost.
be at that cusp where it's like kind of a day-to-day thing where you're like, maybe we're gonna risk it, maybe we're not.
I feel like it might be a little bit closer than that. Last time I want to say that Vanny talked about it, he mentioned it's still a matter of months, and that was after he had returned to training. So I feel like it's just about there. If we make the final, he's going to be just about ready to play. Maybe one of his first games back. It feels like
I don't see the point in playing him in that final if it's his first game back, though.
So
I
it's
think
a big risk.
you need to put like the intensity of a final. Like you don't want that to be the player's first game back after a large injury. I think
that's a really good point. Yeah, that's what broke him. Intense conference final. So really good
I'm
point.
hoping that if he does return, he doesn't play a single full 90 and it's all off the bench. We've been playing great.
I know. We've
really been playing great.
Yeah. And it's not like he's going to help us defensively. He might just help move the ball from defense to offense. Maybe we'll have less turnovers in that area, but I think he could definitely do a role against tired legs as a bench player for the rest of the season when he comes back.
Yeah.
There's not a better player on the continent as a impact X factor super sub than Riqui Puig. If you can get 20 minutes out of Riqui Puig, you will change a match.
Well, I mean, if we get him on, and then we have those legs of Paintsill who never seem to get tired. One ball over the top, it's over. We'll get that cushion.
It's awesome. It's awesome. I'm so happy that we're able to just speak about Riqui Puig now at this point in the season. That's awesome.
I miss him.
I miss him so bad. He's so pretty too. Gosh, he's so pretty.
Benched in my
God, he's so pretty.
in FIFA. Vanny's got him benched.
What the hell?
I don't even know what to say to that. That's also so fucked up.
Send you guys the lineup.
Bro, 4.0 on the keeper is crazy.
Yeah, man. The issue is I don't know if they are even going to play an A squad in this match. Like you said, it could be over.
I think the whole complexity of this game changes once the lineups drop. Because it's like, are they going to continue to take it seriously, or are they just going to throw in the towel? If I was them, I would just throw in the towel. And
I think you got to get that respect back.
I mean, you can do a little bit of both.
It's not like inner Liga MX that this happened. This is like, the MLS just fucking clapped us up like this. And then let us go fight back and go take it to the galaxy and show the MLS and the US fans that we're not just some push arounds.
Yeah.
There's that, and I think another big thing is that the last couple of days in Leagues Cup has been really all MLS teams. Mm-hmm. I feel like on the Liga MX side of the table, it's a lot more open. Win here for Cruz Azul, I really think does put them back in contention. Really? So I feel like they have a little bit more of a realistic chance with so many Mexican teams in recent games losing, dropping points. They could pick some up here, pick some up in their next game. They're back in a conversation. And so besides the pride of them showing up for their league, I think they got to show up for themselves, their fans. I think there is, some possibility for them. And Vanny mentioned it. I do think we're going to get the best of them. So it's going to be a bit of a spicier game.
No, I guess that is a good point. Looking at the table now, there's only one team that won both their matches. So technically they are absolutely still in play.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah.
No, well, dude, that's tough because
play a half team because then we're just gonna get fucked up in the next game.
Dude, this is
tough. Too.
We talked about it when we got punched in the mouth 7-0. Like, there's just a natural competitive spirit and nature to getting fucking punked like that. You're obviously gonna play.
Where there's a few early goals and it's just stuff doesn't go your way. Looking at the highlights, it looked very similar to our Red Bull 7-0.
They play a 3-back too.
Except they didn't kick it into their own net.
That's all they were missing.
I don't even want to think about that match. That was so bad.
I blocked it out.
I literally only remember I think I remember the first goal and the last goal. And that's all I remember.
Well, I remember the last goal in this match pretty fucking clearly. That's the best goal I've ever seen.
My God.
I agree. I agree.
You called it a pro clubs goal. That was the perfect
Literally,
way
it
to
did not
describe it.
look legal. Like,
Dude,
No business hitting it from there. That angle, the distance, first time as well.
that's like
It's
pro
a
clubs,
stupid
you
shot. You look at it.
You're already getting promoted. And then you take a shot. Everyone starts doing backflips.
Yeah.
to open up your hips, if I tried that, I tear everything from my knee up into my groin. Everything's gone. That was fucking ludicrous, dude. That goal was. I have nothing more to say except they have. It's Hugo Sanchez, right? That's their right wing back here.
I can't see.
It does say Sanchez.
Okay, his name is. I want to get the first name right.
Okay.
He is fucking awful. He's awful. He is very bad at the sport, and I watch him every Gold Cup. I watch him, and I'm like, how the fuck is this guy playing? He's literally the worst player I've ever seen. So Paintsel and Peck should absolutely fucking exploit that. I don't know how you don't. He's terrible. Sorry, he's just one of those players for me. So yeah, I'll just go first then with my star player prediction because off the back of that I have to go with it. Their fullbacks for Seattle destroyed them. I'm gonna go with Aude with the simple idea that he's going up against Sanchez, and I think he just destroys him because I don't think Sanchez is a very good player. So Julian Aude, and I think Yoshida comes back, and we win 2-0. We win 2-0 tomorrow.
I like that.
I think if Yoshida doesn't come back, it's
Then my prediction's stupid.
8-7.
It's gonna be a long day. I think if Yoshida doesn't come back, but I'm gonna steal the next spot. I just realized I started talking and you didn't even.
No, go for it, dude.
I'm going for it. I'll do Nascimento. I'm stealing that from the talking point earlier. I think he'll do pretty well. Based off of what we did last game, their game plan is going to definitely try to shut down our wings. So I want to see it out of him. We'll go 3-1. I don't think we're going to keep a clean sheet. We can't really keep those, but
Dari and I synced up. 3-1. He should be good, especially if they're playing that 5-back. Hopefully, they can spread the defense with the wing play, and then just open up the middle for Royce and Nascimento to operate. But I do want to see him take that next step and be that guy, and maybe make the Galaxy just buy him right now. Give both the Fogo the money.
Don't we have him for 2 years?
Do we? Oh, is it a 2-year loan?
I think it's just a season.
Oh, is it?
Yeah,
I mean,
we
But
have
it has
to.
an option, right? It has an option.
have
We
option.
have to extend the
need
option.
to make it permanent. Don't care what they have to do it.
He just
Get
goes
that.
straight into the U22 spot because Aude.
We need him. I think there's no doubt that we're going to do that option.
Absolutely.
We
I'd
should.
be shocked if we did.
Oh, okay,
I'd
so
cry.
he would be an international spot then after
No,
the season?
U22.
He's already on it. Or
Yeah, but he's still.
No, because the under 22 spot.
He's
Yeah,
already in that
That's
right
what
now.
Aude would. I think Aude might take up an international spot.
Yeah.
It's
because
the
isn't he like
U22s right now are it's Aude, Nascimento, and Sanabria, right? Those are the three.
Oh, fuck, dude.
I think we might get
Who knows?
We're not gonna have any players next year.
No,
we're gonna be at tryouts.
No, so I mean, no, I actually think the flexibility next year is a lot better than it is right now. Like you
have to
will
go
keep-
find those young players.
We will though. I think we will.
Yeah,
And then we're gonna
found
have to
Nascimento,
support what?
and we found Nascimento.
I know, but we're gonna have to force out these like
Bunks.
older players to make room for this group of our
Let's focus on
international
our
spots.
predictions.
Yeah, sorry. My prediction is a hat trick.
Jeez.
I like it.
That'll be
I'd love to
huge.
see it. Yeah, my star player, I think it's going to be, I think Paintsel again. He's just going to keep up that form. I'm not sure he's going to get as many goals or like direct contributions, but in terms of stretching the pitch, opening up space for Royce, for Nasi, he's going to be massive. And I think those are probably going to be the players we see on a score sheet. But if we don't see another dynamic, incredible performance from Paintsel, that doesn't happen. So he's going to be my star player. I think he's going to be the key to opening up Cruz Azul, exploiting, those shitty players that Dylan says they have. And and making the most of it. He's going to have to actually do it. We could talk about them. Oh, yeah, he's asked. We're going to exploit that. But it's actually got to get done. Painter's in that form. He's looking fantastic. I think his mentality is amazing right now. Everything from having, his girlfriend, his child, his mom finally with him. I feel like he's in a really nice moment, and he's going to make the most of it and be dangerous, just make things happen. Prediction, I want to say 3-2. 3-2 Galaxy. I do think Cruz Azul are going to, get their get a couple of licks in. I think 3-2 stands up with or without Yoshida, to be honest. It's kind of like a little bit of insurance for myself in case Sanka starts. But, yeah, I think it's going to be a much more open game. So it's going to be another clencher. That's what I was saying yesterday. I was tight all 90 minutes. I'm going to be tight again. So, yeah, 3-2. And I think Painter is going to have another, standout performance.
Hell yeah.
You used it oppositely. You said that for Zenka. If Zenka starts, I'm like, yo, my prediction's out there.
You built in.
What happened to Zavaleta?
Yeah, seriously.
No.
Man.
Yeah.
It could be worse.
He
I
makes
genuinely,
no
I watched him
no,
play there.
I would much prefer him over
Yeah,
Sanka.
same here. I actually like.
I like Zavaleta a lot. We don't have a single youth guy in Ventura that can do a job right now. Like I don't know.
I think the nepotism Zavaleta.
Yeah, dude. Genuinely, he's not the worst player ever.
No,
Like,
he's not.
Zenka is the worst player ever.
No,
That was too much. That
I
was too
do
much.
think
No, it might not be. It might not be enough, honestly.
But, I don't know. I'm not looking forward to him playing again this season for our club.
He's been on paternity leave. It
That's
feels like
right.
just collecting a check. It's good for him, to be honest. New baby, got his baddie at home. Just get to stay home, chill at the games, collect a check. Sounds like the dream.
Bastard. Cool. I've got nothing more to say. Do you guys have anything more to say?
Yeah, that's it for me.
That might have been like the longest.
It was.
It is definitely the longest. Which is good. It's good.
Yeah.
Oh, my camera died. I don't know what happened here.
Because we went too long.
Yeah, you're frozen now.
It didn't even die. Like I'm looking at myself in my camera, like moving fine, and it's just frozen, which is awesome. We gotta love that.
Streamer's just like, wrap it up, guys. I'm done.
Basically,
Working overtime.
whenever
Fucking
Gillen's camera
mouse.
dies in the other one, we're just like, it's time to go.
Maybe that's too long. See, now we're to see this is unfortunate. Whatever. I'm just gonna stay like this. I apologize to our 7 weekly viewers that was expecting a special guest this week. That's on me. I should have planned that a little better. Hopefully, that special guest comes on next week,
Okay.
and we can have that conversation. So Loki just baited all of our 7 recurring fans into
Put him in a
into that,
thumbnail
so-
still.
That's oh, dude, that would be a move. I got my camera to work again. Perfect. It's fucking no. It's done. It's done. We're good. what a crazy fun episode. Leagues
Yeah,
Cup. Riqui Puig may be back. Mora's good. Yeah, nothing more. But Andrew, go ahead and plug your shite, and then we will end it.
Yeah, thank you. New article on Los Angeles Sports Nation dropped on Thursday. Would appreciate it if you checked it out. I went to bed at like 4 a.m. that night. I'm in the East Coast. It's been a trip. So, check it out. I do think it's a good one. We talk about the importance of League Cup, how massive it is, for returning the Galaxy to some prestige. And, putting some names like Riqui Puig, Gabriel Peck alongside those of Landon Donovan, and even, Lionel Messi, Luis Suarez in a global zeitgeist. There's a lot riding on this competition and beyond this season. So, I feel like it was a good one. Check it out on Los Angeles Sports Nation. Got free articles on there every single week. Some really cool pictures too. We upgraded our photo department. So, check it out. But some great stuff on there, proud of what we're doing there. You can find me on Twitter at NGF Andrew, as you see on the screen. Nuestra Galaxia Futbolera on Instagram. We're talking Galaxy. There's you've seen it. We've been talking for an hour. A lot to talk about this year. Lots of good stuff. So, follow along for the season. We're not quite dead yet. So, still should be some exciting stuff. Definitely, check out Dylan's stuff on his channels. Dylan from C.O.C. Some really great stuff from them. And yeah, a pleasure to speak with you guys. Had a lot of fun.
Hell to the yeah. Camera's working again.
Go see Darius tonight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think it's gonna be out in time, is it?
I'll put it out right now. Yeah.
All right, hell yeah. Hell yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I'm
Go
saying
see him.
I'm DJing
Check out Heel Bite.
Warehouse.
Check out Heel Bite. Everybody's up, including the Galaxy. So, from myself, NGF Andrew, and Dari X Mila, we have been Clash of Cosmos. This has been episode 23, and we will see you guys in the next one.
Ballet on the champions. They're going to go alone. Still back. What a goal. It's 6. They just cannot stop scoring. The volley from Votto. Yes. San Jose carved open with a world-class pass from Riqui Puig. Glittering Galaxy and Landon Donovan is the match winner.